First, I want to bring the debate a bit closer to home, and the de facto Palestinian ambassador to Australia has praised the government for daring to repeatedly anger Israel and break with the US on its stance on the Middle East. Izzat Abdulhadi also predicted a Labor government would recognise a Palestinian state if it won the next election. Lucy, I'm not sure that's the kind of endorsement you want as a government. Sure, it might go down well in some Muslim-majority seats, which the government is clearly concerned about, but I don't accept that most Australians want to see terrorism rewarded with the creation of a Palestinian state at this moment in time, just after the worst attack on Israel in history.
And the point that you also made that I'm really kind of stuck on in all of this is the identity politics, which I'm so against, right? This idea of jostling for votes, this fear of being perceived to be an Islamophobe or a racist if I am calling out the facts and illustrating how it really is and what reality looks like. That's the problem that I have with the Labor government, is that they're so hell-bent on appealing to the ideologues and those voters who they know have that, the Muslim majority seats, rather than doing the thing that is right and noble. That's the part that really doesn't sit well with me, because I think that in the interest of looking at who our allies are, which of course is Israel, why aren't we all asking that question beyond this bubble? Why haven't they returned the hostages? You and I spoke earlier about these beautiful babies that they suspect have, lost their lives in all of this.
The Bibas children.
It's just heartbreaking and so devastating. We're both mothers. Kel, you're a parent. I mean, this is what people aren't hung up on enough, is why haven't these hostages been returned? We've seen so many innocent lives lost, and that's the conversation that we need to be having. And I want our Australian government to be strong. We're seeing this rise in anti-Semitism, the disgraceful graffiti that's going on at the moment on, innocent things like e-bikes, for example. I mean, that's another story, could get rid of those. But really, I mean, it's just, and on restaurants and people's homes and cars. That's another story too, and that, we can all agree on Anthony Albanese and his government haven't been strong enough in stamping this out, and the rise has just been appalling.
Well, we might be able to agree on it here, but certainly there does seem to be a strong sentiment, at least among the pro-Palestinian voices that we see on the streets in Sydney and Melbourne every weekend. Well, at least they might be a smaller minority, but they're certainly very noisy.
Yes,
Kel,
yes.
And I think obviously they would agree with the Palestinian envoys' statements here. But do you think the majority of Australians would?
Oh, no. But for me, the worry is, if he likes the Australian government, what does that tell us about the Australian government? Who your friends are, the people you've agreed with, the people you've chosen to cosy up to, say something about you.
Absolutely.
So if Penny Wong has been saying things that make this man really happy, what has she been up to? It reminded me of the old story of the drunk and the pig. The drunk lay down in the gutter, the pig came and lay beside him, and the lady walking past said, "You can tell the man who chooses by the man who boozes by the company he chooses," and the pig got up and slowly walked away. The friends you're with say something about you.
I don't think that's halal, that joke.
It's not halal or kosher. Or kosher, right.
Exactly. But it wasn't that long ago that Hamas itself had come out and praised the Australian government for what it was doing.
It looks like it is. He talks about October 7th and he talks about what's happened since October 7th, and he clearly takes a Hamas line. This is a man taking a terrorist line, saying the Australian government is on the right line and doing the right thing. That should alarm us.
Well, look, just to add a note of clarification, my own community note here, according to reports, this Palestinian envoy, Izzat Abdulhadi, he isn't a member of Hamas, nor is he a member of Fatah, the other major political party in Palestine, just to make that clear.